Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is the Raptor, and welcome back to Who'd Win and Why. And this time we got two video game villains going up against each other, but we're doing things a bit differently this time. So you've heard of Bowser versus Eggman? Well, this time we got Dry Bowser, who is the bone version of Bowser, if you know what I mean by that, going up against Eggman Nega, who is Eggman's descendant 200 years in the future. Now, I do want to get something out of the way really quickly, because if I don't, it's going to cause so much confusion, I can guarantee it. I am not allowing Eggman to use like his robots, like the robots that can move by themselves. I'm not allowing Eggman Nega to use those, and I know that some of you guys might be a bit upset about that, but really it's for the best, because Dry Bowser can't stand up to that. He honestly can't. All of them are, he has hundreds of robots alongside him, and if he uses all of them at once, it's almost like unlimited well, not unlimited, but like so much stamina that he can use, because there's just so many robots. Even if Dry Bowser can't get through a few, he's not going to be able to do it forever. And if I did allow him to use those, I probably would give Dry Bowser, like some sort of army of Goombas and Koopas, but even they can't stand up to the robots. I kind of did this in the same way, like with Captain America versus Iron Man, which was a Who'd Win and Why I did back then. I didn't allow him to use like a swarm of suits, because that just wouldn't have been fair to Captain America. Instead, I allowed him to use like a select few suits that he could change in and out of, very quickly. But I wouldn't allow him to use like a swarm of stuff, because that's not fair. It's not fair to Dry Bowser. It's not fair to Captain America. It's just. We're just gonna be playing by the rules this time. We're not gonna be doing anything like army versus army. Not this time. So that's just how it is. I'm sorry if you guys were a bit disappointed, but I kind of already answered the question. Army versus army, Eggman Nega would probably like destroy Bowser's army. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. This video is about a head-on fight between Dry Bowser and Eggman Nega. So, who'd win and why? Let's find out. So first I'm going to talk about Dry Bowser, and don't think that everything I'm going to say is just going to account for both Bowser and Eggman, because they actually are different. While Dry Bowser is technically the same person as regular Bowser, they are different. They are actually pretty different. There are some differences I have to mention. And with Eggman Nega, he does have some similarities with his ancestor, but there are differences too, so I have to mention those as well. So don't think that this is going to apply to Bowser and Eggman, at one point. If I was to ever to do that fight, I would have to redo everything. I wouldn't just say like this is exact. You guys know what I mean. Anyway, so moving on with Dry Bowser, he is very strong. He's very fast. He's even stronger and faster than regular Bowser, believe it or not. So like doing something like Bowser versus Dry Bowser, would kind of be pointless. Just in the same sense with like a Spider-Man type character going up against like a Spider-Man type character going up against like a symbiote character, they're superpowered, they're supercharged compared to those characters, like Dry Bowser would be to regular Bowser. On that note, talking about regular Bowser, I just want to say that if you ever wanted to see him in a Who'd Win and Why, the way that I would not make him an OP character. The way that I would do this is that if the opponent had a way to turn him into Dry Bowser, that would basically be a victory for him. And the reason why I say that is because even though they are the same people, I consider Dry Bowser and regular Bowser to almost be different opponents. And plus, I want to have less OP characters than more OP characters, because I want to make sure I get like a good selection of characters that you guys want to see fight to the death. So that's pretty much how I do it. But again, not what this video is about. Let's keep going with Dry Bowser. So another difference that they have is that Dry Bowser, like Bowser, he can breathe fire, but his fire it's a blue flame, and it's actually hotter than regular Bowser's. Like I said, it's almost like an upgrade, essentially. The main difference though was the durability. And what I mean by that is that I'm going by what Death Battle said in Bowser versus Ganon, in the sense that with Dry Bowser, with enough force, it would basically kill him. And that's not something that regular Bowser has really a weakness to, if you know what I mean. Because his bones don't come apart easily or anything like that. So if there's enough force, like a fall in the castle, he will die. So if regular Bowser had a feat or something that had something to do with force, Dry Bowser might not be able to survive something like that. Most of the feats, I believe that Dry Bowser, it would still apply to Dry Bowser, but just to get that out of the way, enough force will kill Dry Bowser. Dry Bowser is by no means unkillable and can be killed by force. Anyway, moving on. So he has the strength. He has, like remember, regular Bowser was able to like lift and throw his own castle. So just imagine how much like a stronger version of that would be. He is faster, like I said before. He has his fire. He can also grow in size like regular Bowser. I believe up to the size of a castle. And while he's doing that, I believe he can like summon or like have lava erupt when he roars or something like that. I think I read that somewhere. That might be wrong, but that's what I read. He also has his claws, which he uses to he can use them in combat. He has used them a lot in combat. And being the same person as regular Bowser, he has a lot of experience. He's fought Mario, and Mario has outsmarted him. Bowser is not the smartest opponent, but usually his undoing comes from like trapped in his own castle. And fighting outside of the castle, he's a very tough opponent. He's a very like tough and powerful brawler. So like I said, he's not completely smart. He's like I don't want to say he's dumb, but he's not all that smart either. He's not that he's not that good of a strategist. He more so relies on his brute strength and his durability to get him through things. But it is really high. He has survived a lot of stuff. He can lift a lot. He is fast, surprisingly, for a turtle. And he does have his spikes on his back, which is also very durable. He can reassemble his bones if one of them like ever came off from enough force, but again, he can only do that while he's still alive, and enough force, if it like blasts him completely apart and he dies, then obviously he can't reassemble. But you guys know what I mean. So I think that's really most of what I have to say for Dry Bowser. Overall, this video might not be the best, not from like who I think would win perspective, because I think whether I like miss some sort of research or anything, I still feel I would come to the same conclusion. But my point is, like, from a research perspective, I might have missed a few things. I might have gotten stuff wrong. Sorry about that, guys, but I didn't have a lot of time to research this stuff. Overall, I didn't gather all too much research, but overall, I think I have enough to figure out who would win, regardless if I missed just one little thing. But anyway, moving on to Eggman Nega. So Eggman Nega is a very smart person. Some people believe that he's as smart as his ancestor Eggman, with an IQ of 300, which is the same as Tails, and we all know how smart Tails is. But some people believe he's actually even smarter because of his knowledge of interdimensional travel. He is a time traveler. He has fought characters like Sonic before, and he has met his own ancestor. So like I said, I'm not including the robots, like the robots that can like move by themselves, almost like an AI type thing, but I am including everything else he has. I believe he has rocket boots with him, which is pretty cool. He also has his Death Egg robot, which, he actually he operates. It has like rocket arms, it has lasers, it can fly, that's really cool. It also gives him obviously an extra shell of durability because he has the durability of an ordinary man. Otherwise, he also has his Eggomatic, which like Eggman's Eggomatic has like a wrecking ball which can swing and attack from there. It also, in the Eggomatic, it can control the robots. Again, won't really be applicable here, but just wanted to share some information with you guys. It also obviously can fly. I believe it also has twin mounted machine guns. That might be wrong, but I thought I read that somewhere. Maybe I'm wrong. Again, I might not be completely correct with everything I'm saying, but I'm trying the best I can. Anyway, so yeah, he has and he is very smart. He is a tactical genius. He is a very good strategist. But he is a bit crazy. We obviously know that Eggman is he's smart, and he is a bit crazy, but Eggman Nega is even he is crazier. He's more insane, and he doesn't really care for the death of others. But he is actually very polite, but he doesn't care for the death of others. He really only cares about himself and his robots, obviously, because that's what he normally has with him. The only thing though is that some people, like I pretty much just said, he is sometimes over reliant on his own robots. Sometimes he uses them to fight. When he has his robots with him, he can easily overpower characters like Sonic and Blaze. When he doesn't have that, though, he can easily be defeated. Granted, he doesn't actually have his gigantic Death Egg robot when he's fighting them at that time. But just that means he's not completely reliant on them. He does, if physical strength and like actual fighting is required, he has stuff with him. So that's good for him, you know. I think that's really everything I have to say. Yeah, he's tactical, he's smart, he has everything I mentioned. So I guess really what I have to do is pick a winner here. And I do believe, again, even if I did miss something in the research, I think it wouldn't really change my answer. And my answer is Dry Bowser would win this fight. And the reason why I say that is because when I think of Eggman and Eggman Nega, I almost think of it as like a Lex Luthor type thing. Because Lex Luthor, he's a mastermind, you know. He thinks about a lot of stuff. He's like the brains behind the operation. But then what happens is that if physical strength is required, he has to bring out a suit that he doesn't have all that much experience with. That's the same thing with Eggman Nega. He uses his robots to do his dirty work or whatever, like fight people, and really he has his robot, but he doesn't do a lot of stuff by himself. He's pretty over reliant on them. And yes, he does have basically an extra shell of durability, but I have no doubt that Bowser would be able to either just to rip it apart or even just like flame it up and, you know, like disintegrate it. I feel that with an even hotter flame than what he has already, and just like summoning lava, if he can do that, you know, like having lava erupt, I think that he'd be able to pretty much take down the robot, like the robot suit. And then like even with the Eggomatic, even though like the force might be able to like break apart some bone, I don't think it has enough force to break apart like everything all at once. And Bowser is fast enough. Dry Bowser is fast enough and is powerful enough to stall Eggman Nega long enough to like repair himself. You know, I just feel that, you know, Eggman Nega does not have the means to completely like break apart the bones all at once. Nor does he have he does have experience. But again, most of it is just with his robots, and Bowser and Dry Bowser has had experience fighting, and he has more experience fighting in his castle. But again, those are the things that mostly lead to his undoing. Another big thing is that Eggman Nega and Eggman, just mentioning it, they both need prep time, a lot of prep time. They pretty much everything they're doing, it's already like thoroughly planned, you know? And it even puts him in maybe a worse position than the Joker, because at least Joker has like all of these gadgets and weapons with him, and Eggman is not powerless. You know, he has all of this stuff that he has, but it's just not enough to put Bowser down. Dry Bowser is so tough. He is very experienced, and I know that you can say like, oh, brains beat brawn and whatnot, but I just don't think that Eggman Nega has without his robots, he doesn't have the potential to completely take down Dry Bowser, or even and especially if he grows to giant size, like Eggman Nega. I'm sorry, you pretty much stand no chance. But that's how I see it. Again, I don't know these characters all that well. If you guys think I missed anything really important, or you think the opposite or anything like that, please comment down below what everything you think about. If you did like this video, please give me a like. I would really appreciate it. I always appreciate you putting a thumbs up on this video. Again, comment down everything I said. Comment down what you'd like to see me talk about next, what the fights you'd like to see me talk about next. Talk about who you think would win, what I got wrong, what I missed. If you could subscribe to my channel, honestly, that would mean the world to me. You have no idea how happy that would make me. And I might even subscribe back to you if you guys are making videos and, you know, you guys want subscribers, you know, just as an added bonus for you guys. And as I mentioned in my last Who and Why, if you want to, remember to follow me on Snapchat. My username is in the description below, because if I get enough people following me, I will give like mini updates that I don't want to make like a whole video about or anything like that. You know, like maybe when a video is up, like when I've made a change or something like that. If I get enough people adding me on Snapchat, I will do stuff over there. Again, if you don't want to, that's perfectly fine. If you do want to, again, username in the description. I would appreciate that as well. But, you know, I appreciate so much if you would like it, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. Again, that would just be so awesome. I really enjoy making these videos for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy watching them. And, you know, I have no intentions on stopping or anything like that. As long as you guys are enjoying them, I'm gonna keep doing them. And that's what I love about the community that we're getting. We're getting people talking about it in the comments, and that's what I love. That's something I really love to see. So that was my battle, Dry Bowser versus Eggman Nega. Again, comment down everything I said before. And next time we got Electro from Marvel going up against Electrocutioner from DC. See you guys then.